It's a deadly game of drugs and gangsterism, and the long-standing war against gangs has resumed in Westbury, west of Johannesburg. In just less than a week, 3 people were gunned down. SABC reporter Maageketla Mohlabe joins me now to talk about this. Maageketla, so let's just perhaps start with the genesis of this. This is not the first time we've seen this kind of situation erupt in Westbury. Is it the same as the last? Isn't past grievances coming to the fore once again?
Yeah, of course, Tabiso. I mean, you'd remember that in 2018, you had a lot of protests in the streets of Westbury, where we saw a lot of residents actually saying that enough is enough. And of course, taking to the streets on the back of that killing of Heather Peterson. We know that she was caught in that crossfire between gangs in Westbury. And of course, we also saw police going to the area to try and, of course, bring the situation under control. But of course, 2 years later, we still see the same gang wars taking place in the area. We understand that in less than a week, there were about 3 residents who actually lost their lives because of these gang wars. We also understand that there was one of the residents who was given poison in police cells on June the 16th. So at this stage, we understand that there was another one who was also shot and killed in the area in just less than a week. And of course, the community is expected to bury one of their loved ones this coming week. So it is now a case of gang wars taking charge in Westbury, as we saw in 2018, similar events resurfacing, and of course community leaders calling on government to intervene yet again.
Maageketla, let's talk about government leaders. Police Minister Maageketla went there several months ago. There was a task team that was even, created to deal with this issue. So why is the community still where it is now?
Yeah, I mean, according to community leaders, they are saying that one of the biggest police stations, that is Sophia Town, has currently been closed down due to COVID-19 case that's been reported there. And as a result, these gang leaders are apparently taking chances or making use of this opportunity to actually kill some of the members in the community. And of course, we understand that some of the victims that are actually falling prey to these particular gangsters are known to them. And according to some of the families that we've spoken that have lost their loved ones, they are saying that none of their family members are part of these gangs. But again, they are calling for government to actually intervene this time because as you have seen in those pictures, we were in one of the, at one of the funerals in which one of the residents was shot and killed just last Thursday. We understand that he was, of course, not again part of any gangs. He was just caught in a crossfire, and this is a developing story, Tebiso. So we'll be keeping a close watch on it, as some of the residents saying that every night gunshots are heard in Westbury. So Westbury is again under siege, and of course is under this gang control, according to some of these community leaders.
Just a final question, Maageketla. As you say, it's a developing story, but it must be rather difficult for you to get the other side of the story, as in speak to the gangsters themselves to find out what they believe is the source of conflict. Have you had a word with them, or do you get a sense if there is a backstory to, yes, people are being killed in crossfires, but why are people who aren't part of these gangs being killed?
Well, you'd recall one of our colleagues did a story just a couple of months ago, speaking to one of the former gang members, saying that some of these gangsters have now taken a break. That was during the lockdown. And it's quite interesting now that these incidents are happening. Could it be the case that, we understand that business has been closed, so some business have actually opened up? Will are they now taking control of the streets of Westbury? I think that's the questions that we really need to actually pose to them. We haven't been able to actually get in touch with any of them, and we are doing our best to try and speak to them to understand what is going on at this stage. But again, we will have to go back and speak to police and understand what's going on in terms of manning the streets of Westbury, because of course many of the residents are saying that they are actually fearful, they are always scared, and of course you actually see children playing around the streets, and many of them of course are actually at risk of being caught in this crossfire, as many of the residents have actually fallen victim already.
Maageketla, thank you very much. SABC reporter Maageketla Mohlabe, who is on that story, gang violence in Westbury, that's led to the deaths of several innocent bystanders. More as he continues to follow up on that. But in other news,